With Monster Hunter World becoming more accessible and more appealing to a larger audience, there's going to be a lot of newcomers to the series. I'm Darcblade, and in this video I bring you 5 beginners tips to Monster Hunter World. Now these tips are in no particular order, it's just 5 useful hints to help you get started. Tip number 1 is to learn and use your environment. The ecosystem and maps of Monster Hunter World are living, breathing things. In some ways they could be considered characters all to themselves. When you're exploring or taking on monsters, remember to utilise the environment to its fullest. Shoot down falling rocks to deal damage to a monster, lead the monsters into other areas that more territorial monsters may be located, or even utilise traps found in the environment to stun and incapacitate your targets. Learning a map can also come in handy for farming as well. As you explore a map, you'll find numerous supplies and resources. These will then be marked off in your journal, so you can quickly locate them at a later date. So learning your environment is a must. The next tip is to learn and train with your weapon. Monster Hunter World provides us a training area, a first for the series where you can test out the weapon's moves, abilities and more. Whilst it may not be the most in-depth training area, it's still nonetheless a place where you can practice. Here you can test out every single weapon you may be interested in. It also provides you with damage numbers as well as some basic combos. The training area can be found in your home by speaking to your housekeeper Palico. Whilst the training area is a good excuse to practice and experiment, if you're at all interested, there are beginner's guides to each of the weapons available on this channel elsewhere. Now tip number 3 is to study monsters. As you hunt a monster, inspecting their footprints, scooping up the goo they leave on the wall, you'll get research points, but on top of this, it will help you finally find the monster. It will also give you clues to what kind of attacks they potentially can use. For example, the Puke will leave poison slime around the environment. This indicates that the monster utilises poison attacks. When you do engage a monster as well, watch their movement. A lot of the monsters have gorgeous animation, indicating when they're about to strike at you, retreat, or even become enraged. So take the time to learn them, keep an eye on your target and what they are about to do. A lot of monsters will have windows where it's safe for you to attack, so look out for these when you're on the hunt. And the next tip is to master your items. There are countless items in Monster Hunter World. Some used for crafting, some used for buffs and more. Take the time to learn what each item does, what materials are needed to say craft that item, and ultimately how best to use them. For example, when you're on a quest, make sure you always utilise the whetstone. Your weapon will lose sharpness fast, and if you're fighting with a blunt weapon, you're going to be doing reduced damage. The whetstone can alleviate this. Also, before going out on a quest, make sure you are well fed, either at the canteen or at the camp. This will provide buffs for your hunt ahead. Also, if you've been out on the hunt for a long time, your stamina bar will drop. This can be replenished by cooking and eating some meat. Like I said, there are a lot of items and there's too many to go into in this short video, but I do advise you to take the time to learn what each one does. And finally, the last tip is you're not alone. Join a mission if you're finding it too hard. You have access to an SOS distress flare, which can bring in allies to help you take on a monster. Also, if you know you are going to be taking on a dangerous creature and you might need some help, then it's easy to find lobbies and gather a hunting party. The easiest way to find hunting parties is to play online and go to the Gathering Hub, also known as the Celestial Pursuit. Here in this tavern you'll be able to meet up with other players and go on quests with up to 4 party members. However, if you are taking on a monster in a group, then remember that the monster's health, defences and more will be enhanced to counter the number of hunters pursuing it. So anyway, these have been 5 beginner tips for Monster Hunter World. Now I understand there are a lot of Monster Hunter veterans out there and they will probably know all of this information already, but nonetheless, like I said, there are going to be a lot of newcomers to the game and I hope this video helps, even just a little bit. And until next time, I've been Darcblade, bringing you another Monster Hunter World tip video. Hope you enjoyed it, thanks for watching, subscribe and like for more.